And boom! Last season, we back with another day, man. We reacting to the CFP bracket is set, man. I saw a little glimpse of it, but we about to react to the breakdowns of everything and stuff like that. But before I get into that, man, I want to speak on something that is low-key irritating me, that is changing the sport that we love called college football. Today, I saw not only Notre Dame, Iowa State, and Kansas State all opted out of the bowl game. I don't know if it's like them pouting because they didn't make it in the CFP, but just the fact that like people are opting as teams not to play a game of football is just weird to me, bro. Specifically Notre Dame, man. Y'all mad right now because last year y'all had y'all got the cheat route to get to the Natty. Y'all made it to the Natty. Ohio State, we won. But y'all are mad. Why? Because Miami picked y'all. Because they picked Miami. I saw that. They did pick Miami. We're going to see. Before Notre Dame. And my thing is, Notre Dame, if y'all want to be mad that y'all didn't get picked, how about y'all pick a fucking conference? How about y'all pick a conference, bro? If y'all so mad and feel like y'all got cheated, how about y'all pick a conference, win a conference, and you know you'll get in? Y'all want to keep doing this independent shit, and it got used against y'all this year. Just like last year, it made y'all, catapulted y'all through the playoffs. Shit happens, bro. But I just want to speak on that real quick. Nonetheless, let's speak on this year's 12-team playoff bracket.
The path starts right now with the unveiling of the 12 teams in the college football playoff. The journey goes to Miami Gardens, Florida, Hard Rock Stadium, January 19th. That is where the national championship game will be played. 12 teams in the field, the 5 highest ranked conference champions, no matter which conference they come from, and then the next 7 highest ranked teams after that will make up the 12 teams. So Zach, our graphics operator, has everything ready to go. So let's start with the #1 team in the final college football playoff rankings. It is the Big Ten champion, Indiana Hoosiers. Indiana #1 for the first time in school history.
And there wasn't an easier call.
We'll see y'all boys again. Put every dollar on it. We'll see y'all boys again. If y'all don't lose first, which I don't see happening, we will see y'all boys again. And we're not going to play with y'all boys. Y'all got off last time. It's not our fault. Our kicker just forgot how to kick a fucking ball. A 27-yard football. But we'll see you again, Indiana.
Made today, yep. Indiana #1.
And the first outright championship since 1945. Wow. Just this year, they got out of the cellar for the losingest team in the history of the sport. And now they go into this playoff #1, the Cignetti turnaround. With all due respect to Bill Snyder, Kansas State, the greatest turnaround in college football history. Ohio State and Indiana just flipped spots. So the last 2 national champions.
We still got our spot. Niggas Saudi. Y'all see the boys in there, man. We have a chance to get what we deserve back in our possession. It's not actually, I said like back in our possession like it got took away. We will defend that Natty. In Indiana, we'll see you again. We could possibly see Indiana in the national championship. That would be wonderful, actually. Okay. Let's see. We got a first round bye. Let's see what team we gonna do. A first round bye though. Which I agree with. All bias aside. That we obviously are the 2 best teams in the country. Vice versa, I feel like Indiana would have stayed #2 probably. Maybe 3. I don't see no team better than us 2 right now, obviously. Honestly. So I don't disagree. If we would have won, Indiana probably would have stayed 2 and we would have been in that middle bracket instead of Indiana. We would have just swapped. Either way.
Been from the Big Ten, and 1-2 will again be from B1G.
And I think Ohio State, a little bit of question. Would it be Georgia at 2? Would it be Ohio State add to. Committee has looked in the past at, hey, good loss, close loss, we're not going to crush you for it. They don't in the case for the Buckeyes as well, and I think it's probably makes a lot of sense too.
Now we've talked about this quite a bit.
We still one of them guys, bro. Don't get me wrong, bro. That was just I don't know, man. It's like, I would say Holden, but Holden was getting caught on both sides, man. It's just one of them situations, bro, just like last year, bro. We gonna correct and we gonna dominate like we did last year, bro. I'm not worried. Actually, in a weird way, you're probably gonna be like, oh, you just like we lost. It might have been good to get that loss out of the way, because now that our certain weaknesses got exposed, we have a great coordinator. So I believe in our coordinators that they gonna correct and they gonna get that shit together.
The 12-team field when you had the 4 highest-ranked conference champions getting the byes. Now it's just 1 through 4, no matter what conference you're from. So you have 2 Big Ten teams at the top of the bracket. At number 3, we presume
2 Big Tens. Shout out, hey, all them SEC lovers. Yes, y'all good, but Big Ten, we are on the up and up, man. Don't sleep on the big. Don't sleep on the big.
SEC champion Georgia, and it is. The Bulldogs avenged their regular season loss to Alabama with an impressive.
See, we got a chance to get revenge on Georgia for a few years ago, which we lost by a fucking field goal, ironically. We've been losing by field goals, man. That's heartbreak. It's not nothing new for a Buckeye fan like me. But I agree with that. Georgia looked fucking phenomenal against Alabama. So we gonna see. Kirby Smart might have another little run on his team. And surprisingly, if you ask me about Georgia, they really had a question mark coming in the year with Stockton's first year. They didn't really know. But okay. What's the last? Let's see who the last bye week at the top is gonna be.
Impressive performance in Atlanta yesterday.
Without a doubt.
I'm trying to think who else would be 1, 2, 3. Who would be the 4th team? That is blank. Who else would be like right there, y'all? Indiana. Damn, who do you put right there? Oh, Texas Tech, maybe. Maybe Texas Tech. I think Texas Tech might be.
And we came into this thing, I was talking about identity. And when it comes to identity, no one
I don't
knows
know, though.
more than the Georgia Bulldogs. They are a physical team.
Yeah, Georgia was good. They had a great game
you got no
last
shot
night
of beating them. Controlling the line of scrimmage. They held Alabama to -3 yards rushing. Hello. And you talk about Gunnar Stockton.
Hello.
Ability to improve throughout the season. And the defense was young early on, but the seasoned veterans now, I don't think anybody wants to see this version of the Bulldogs.
Yeah,
Somebody's going to, but you'll have to win a game to get there. Remember, last year Georgia got a bye, didn't work out well for them. Notre Dame beat them in the Sugar Bowl. They'll try to put together a better run this time around. Number 4 in the final bye, meaning not getting a home game.
I knew it.
And this is the only about Big 12 champion Texas Tech.
Had a feeling Texas Tech.
Electric for a home game on campus.
They had a good run, but I don't think Texas Tech gonna make it that far. It surprised me if I'm wrong, but shit.
But the Red Raiders,
let's see who they gonna play though.
Their first conference championship
since
1954, and the Red Raiders are seeded 4th, and there they are, loving celebrating what Joey McGuire and company have done.
Yeah, and what they were able to do is
that motherfucker look like a Skype call. Shit lagging. That shit lagging for its life right now.
beat BYU again.
Shout out Texas. Shout out Red Raiders. Shout out the Red Raiders.
Came back and did one better force 4. That defense against BYU was outstanding. That is a football team. We talked about their offense. Their defense is about as good as we've seen in the country.
So Texas Tech goes in, and you know what? I believe with that defense, they can make a run. I'm not going to be shocked to see them in the national championship.
That front 4, how they get after the quarterback.
I would be surprised. Like I said, don't get me wrong. I don't know, maybe because it's just like I'm not used to it. I don't see Texas Tech. I don't know. Let's just see how all this shit map out when we look at these brackets. Sometimes it's not about like how good your team is. It's real. Sometimes with this shit, it's literally the path that they give you for real. Notre Dame had they beat Georgia, but outside of that, they really had a cool, smooth path. Penn State really was set up to have a path last year. I forgot who they lost to, but that was crazy. They had a real good path. Sometimes the path is what matters, though.
Hunter, defense, and Jacob Rodriguez, best linebacker in the country.
All right.
Might be a Heisman Trophy.
Time for the runner-ups. Let's see what these niggas is.
Team that has a home game, seeded number 5. the Oregon Ducks. So 3 of the top 5 teams in the country are from.
We gonna see them. Hey, you see the Big Ten is there, boy. We are here. Like he's about to say, 3 of the 5 back top 10. 3 of the top 5 teams are from the Big Ten. And I don't know who Oregon's playing, but I see Oregon. See this path. This is path shit I'm talking about. Oregon, I see Oregon beating Texas Tech and going to the semifinals, where they will probably match up with Indiana, which would be a rematch.
The Big Ten, Dan Lanning's team will open.
Let me just let this shit play out. I'm so eager trying to map it out, y'all.
Oregon, they know who they are. Dante Moore's been playing outstanding. Kenyon Sadiq, the best tight end in America.
I think this upcoming numbers, the first one where there could be some drama at 6, because you look at it, all assuming that 11 and 12 are going to be G5 teams that won their conference. 6 versus 7 is potentially significant when you take into account what your first-round matchup might be. So will it be Ole Miss like it was last week, or will it be A&M, who dropped big time after the loss to Texas?
Greg, that is a tremendous setup because it plays a huge role in who your first-round opponent is.
Ole Miss. Good old Lane Kiffin-less Ole Miss. Poor Ole Miss, because I don't see them going too far without them. Boys are defeated and broken without Lane Kiffin, bro. That's why you have Lane Kiffin finish that season. If y'all didn't watch the video on my channel, we spoke about it. Go watch that video, comment, let me know what you think. But Ole Miss is not going to be the same, man, without they leader, man. The reason why they in that position, for the players, of course, but that coach, Lane Kiffin, was a big part of that, bro. So if they even squeeze out this win or whoever playing Georgia without Lane Kiffin, it's a nightmare, bro.
Is Ole Miss. Pete Golding's team now seeded 6th. They'll play at home against the 11th seed once we get that, which will be one of the last 2 highest-ranked conference champions.
And Oxford is going to be buzzing down there. Good for Pete Golding. He's now the permanent head coach. Lane Kiffin, the coach at LSU, allowed the OC, Charlie Weiss Jr., to come back and call the plays. So now they have.
They only losses against Georgia too, though. But once again, that was with Lane Kiffin.
This defense, they feel really good about what they have now in Oxford, Mississippi.
So Ole Miss will have a home game, the biggest game in the history of Ole Miss football.
The Grove will be buzzing.
It will be. Yeah. They will win the party, and they'll try to win the game. Another home game, seeded 7th.
I knew they were coming in. A&M.
Team lost.
So I guess these teams are still going to have home games, I think. First round home games. I'm pretty sure. I think this is the position we were in last year, where we still played a home game our first week. Texas A&M, that's going to, ooh, shit. A&M, let's see who A&M's going to play, because A&M, they're a decent squad. I have faith in our defense, though. I don't know too much about A&M's defense.
Finale at Texas kept them out of the SEC championship game. Good consolation prize. Home game with the winner getting Ohio State.
I know they got
to be honest, if I'm A&M, I have a bit of a gripe.
I know they have
frankly, because A&M, you look at their strength of schedule played, they're sitting there at 16. They're sitting 1 spot behind Ole Miss, whose strength of schedule resides at 41. You can say, well, the best win for Ole Miss, Oklahoma. Well, they went to Notre Dame and knocked off the Irish, who might be a top 10 team and a college football playoff team as well. So the first disagreement I have so far, but still,
well,
excellent
we do
football
know
team. It'll be a difficult matchup for everybody.
We do know that
the final team to get a home game. This year's college football.
Oklahoma, Mateer.
Oklahoma. Now the Sooners have.
This gonna be a sneaky team right here, bro. This might be one of them teams that could be an upset. I don't know who they playing, but this is a team. I like Mateer. I like that quarterback. Let's see what they're going to play, though.
Struggled mightily on
I could see them, no matter who they playing right here, if they could win that, I could see them surprising the world and mess around and having a good game or be in Indiana, bro.
Offense, their defense is tough, and we got 3 SEC home games.
And you mentioned the offense. I don't know that I've seen a team in the past few weeks that have offensively made plays when they need to, whether it's a blocked field goal,
they were good.
They were good. When their offense has been struggling, the defense has stepped up and made plays, created
opportunities. I had a chance to see Oklahoma play a couple times this year. They were solid.
That way, they have a chance to make a run.
They won me some money, too.
Has to get better.
Okay, these are the teams that have the home games, and while I agree with Greg, there's a lot that you could dispute about Ole Miss and Texas A&M and the order there. This was a relatively
now it's time where it gets. Now it's time to get hard.
Okay, now because of
now it is time to get. It's time to get to the gritty, guys. Win-loss 10-3, Bama 10-3, but it's like that strength of schedule SEC. They always take that in consideration. It's like even when people don't want them to, you got to. The SEC has a lot of high competition. 10-3, strength of schedule. Alabama was 6th. Damn, when you put it like that, you know Bama should most likely get a spot. Bama had the 6th hardest schedule and only got 10-3. That's not bad. Notre Dame 44th, like I'm saying, like Notre Dame, y'all are independent. I'm pretty sure y'all can construct y'all schedule and all that. So it's like 44th. Come on now, that ain't really. I don't know what the Buckeyes are, but shit, we're a good team though.
What we mentioned again, I just want to emphasize.
Not saying Notre Dame's not a good team, but
like
they're not in the conference. They don't belong to a conference.
Champions have to go into the field. They are highly unlikely to be ranked in the top 12, so they're going to displace 2 teams in the rankings. So that means there are only 2 spots left. These are the contestants.
Shit.
Alabama, which lost in the SEC championship game, and the much ballyhooed debate between Notre Dame and Miami. So, number 9, who will go to Norman to take on Oklahoma?
Bama.
And it's Alabama.
That's going to be a good game.
That had Alabama sitting on the bubble, they'll get a chance to avenge that game.
Yeah, and I think when you look at this, you kind of saw it going in this direction already with Ohio State being 2. A team that also lost their conference championship game. They weren't overly penalized. They dropped just 1 spot and flipped to the team right behind them to acknowledge the head-to-head. I think they clearly drew conclusions about Alabama based on a 12-game sample size. And that's the way it should be evaluated when you take into account the teams they were being evaluated.
I mean, Bama wasn't that bad.
Data points to evaluate. So Alabama needing to get back on track offensively, need desperately to get healthy. But they have an opportunity, like you said, Grease, to avenge that regular season loss.
Yeah, they can get it back.
I will say this. I understand the concept of not being overly.
It's crazy because they beat Georgia during the year, though. They beat Georgia during the regular season, Vandy, Missouri, Tennessee, and LSU. Losing to Florida State. They shouldn't have really lost that game. Florida State was strong at the beginning of the year, but they ended up getting exposed. Oklahoma, that's crazy. So it's going to be a rematch of Oklahoma. They could get a rematch on Oklahoma and Georgia if they win. It should be very interesting.
I will say this. I understand the concept of not being overly punitive for a conference championship game, but if you're going to play them, they need to have stakes both ways.
Yeah.
To win the conference championship and what happens if you lose.
They have to count somehow. And we're talking about Alabama maybe having the best win in the sport by going to Athens. They also have one of the worst losses by losing to Florida State.
Question.
So
Florida State, yeah.
I'm surprised at this move right here.
I'm not mad at it, y'all.
They will have time for this. You have to define
Me honestly,
by record. Absolutely.
Me honestly, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at Bama. When you put them side to side with Notre Dame and Miami, I'm not mad at them picking Alabama, bro. Honestly. Georgia is just Georgia, but they beat Georgia earlier that year, so it's like, you feel me? The Florida State loss, that's why I said the Florida State loss is the only one that is like, because they lost Oklahoma. Oklahoma's in it. Lost to Georgia. Georgia's in it. The Florida State loss, it's like, them niggas are nowhere inside of this, and y'all lost to them. So, but I'm not mad at that, though. I'm not mad at them getting picked.
All of these things you factor in and try to define them. So now we're basically back where we started. There's 1 spot left in terms of at-large teams, and it almost certainly is going to be Miami or Notre Dame. So,
shit.
Number 10,
Miami.
And it is Miami.
And I'm not mad at them.
Without playing on the final Saturday, Notre Dame had been ranked ahead the entire time. And now they flipped them, Joey.
Yeah, this is...
Like I said, I'm not mad at that either. I'm picking Miami over Notre Dame because Miami beat Notre Dame. It's going to come down to that head-to-head. Who would have knew that the first week, a week 1 game would be the deciding factor of the college football playoffs? That's the beauty of this shit. That is the beauty.
Very strange to me.
Of
And
this
again, Reese,
sport.
you mentioned earlier that they hadn't compared these two teams.
It's like when you think the game don't count, because I'm sure Notre Dame after losing, like, it's early in the season, guys. One loss, we can get through. But that was the deciding factor, bro. Crazy.
Well, why not? They should have absolutely compared these two teams. We had a ranking come out on Tuesday. If they were going to flip these two teams that did not play, they should have done it on Tuesday. Now, this Miami team, the way they're playing the last few games, they are a very good football team. They have a chance to win just like any other team. But it is strange to me that you have two teams that were sitting on the couch yesterday that somehow flipped in their rankings.
I would say just say no.
It's the head-to-head though, bro.
There's not a lot of difference in terms of the entire
that head-to-head
body.
beats something, bro.
Notre Dame's a little bit higher in FPI, which is a forward-looking measure. They're basically the same everywhere else.
So here's the thing, to your point. We do this weekend.
Yeah, and that's another reason. If they were neck to neck in almost everything, it's gonna fall into that head-to-head that they won, bro. Can't be mad at the committee for that.
It's a beauty pageant. Now that the
And Notre Dame, like I said, y'all want to keep doing this independent stuff, so that's y'all's fault. Y'all get in the conference and y'all dominate a conference, y'all win a conference, you have a lock in the CFP. Now this loss that y'all took week 1, bit y'all in the ass, man.
is done, it's a resume contest. And so it's very easy to go back and compare these two teams when it comes to the resume contest, because now the head-to-head has to come into effect.
The resume didn't change from Tuesday.
I know, but everybody's resume is complete from the standpoint of
their resume was already complete.
But
today doesn't change their resume. It was complete when we had the ranking on Tuesday. And so if we're going to make sense of this, as we're trying to watch it play out, if you want it to make sense, then make sense. If the resume was done on Tuesday, and on Tuesday Notre Dame was a better football team.
So the last two, who the last two? Who with the
two teams were sitting on the couch. Somehow that flipped.
There was one team between them and BYU that lost. It's now moved back. Now, if they're right next to each other, we're assuming BYU's moved back. We don't know that for sure.
But Greg, it's true, but the way they do it, it's in larger groups. They should have already been compared. I don't differ with the decision.
Correct.
But now nothing, I agree with Joey, nothing's changed.
The entire season is now done, and now we have to compare the head-to-head, guys, and that's what rules.
It should have been
and
compared.
they should have gone back.
Yeah, that's what rules
like I did, and like I think several others did. When you watched that game, it might have been a 3-point margin. It felt like
what
more.
makes you think they didn't?
Miami controlled that game. Miami controlled that game.
Obviously,
anybody that saw that, Miami was definitely like, I feel like Miami controlled that game.
Most hot button topic among these three teams, and we'll have plenty of time for that. But there are two more teams waiting.
Oh, we got two more.
Hey, we've got two more conference champions to get in. You have to have 5. So the 4th highest ranked conference champion.
Tulane, Green Wave.
By the way, this just in. We've seen this before. Ole Miss won by 5 touchdowns in the regular season. They played Tulane, champion of the American, had a terrific season. But the Green Wave at the watch party in New Orleans, and there they are.
Tulane, bro. They got this is one of the funnest teams because their uniform to play with on CFB. They got fire uniforms. But damn, man.
He heads off to be the head coach of Florida. Will coach his team.
One more team, and we're going to get the final look.
And how about that? There's another little twist on this matchup. John Summerall is going to Florida. Pete Golding's now permanent head coach, but Ole Miss.
We'll get the final look, and then we're going to do a
You
predict.
mentioned the 5 touchdowns. We also saw Duke in Virginia. It was a rematch last night, and Duke came out. Duke lost by 17, I think, the first time. So just because it was a blowout the first time doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a 5 touchdown. John Summerall is a good coach. I think he'll have his team ready to play.
Okay, let's go to the last spot, the team that will go to Eugene to take on Oregon. And it is James Madison. So you have 2 group of 5 teams.
Who would have ever thought that James Madison would be in the college football fucking playoffs? This is what makes this shit so great. A university named after a fucking whoever that is playing Oregon. They gonna lose their first round, but they made it though. Shout out James Madison.
In there, and it's the ACC champion not making it is a little bit alleviated by the fact that they got a large team in the field.
Because anybody bad about Duke not making it in? Duke was a 5-loss team. Whether they won a conference or not, if we start letting in fucking 5-loss teams, this changed the whole dynamic. They already get criticized every year and out, year in, year out, again this year with Notre Dame. It's like they couldn't let the ACC had to miss out, bro. Yeah, Duke won, but you lost 5 games, bro. That's crazy. That can't. Shout out to Duke for winning the ACC championship, but shit, it didn't punch your ticket, bro.
And the streamers are flying at JMU.
Damn.
Bob Chesney's on his way out too.
What if James Madison just like went to the Natty, bro? That shit would bring like so much like excitement. I ain't saying y'all writing scripts or anything, but if somehow they got there, they would have to beat us. So never mind.
He will continue to coach the Duke.
They're not
And
making
good
it.
for them, too. If you watch that football team, they are a team. In every possible way, ton of respect for what they do offensively.
They kinda look like
defensively.
Washington.
I think Bob Chesney is a revolution.
Bro, right here, dumb turn. Bro, ain't get off the table yet. Right here, he lit.
Ton of respect
Hey,
for what
shout
they
out
do
that. Hey,
offensively
good for
and
them.
defensively. I think
Good for
Bob
them.
Chesney is a revolutionary. This guy is big.
Boom. Now we have the final 12-team playoff. Boom. So predictions, guys. So I obviously have Oregon beating James Madison, coming down here to Texas Tech. Texas Tech might, I know what I said earlier, that's going to be a good game. We're going to come back to the Texas Tech and Oregon. Bama, Oklahoma. I see Oklahoma squeezing it out. I do. Running into Indiana. It's going to be a very good game. We're going to pause that and go back to this one. Tulane, Ole Miss. We got to throw an upset in here. Call me what you want. Tulane over Ole Miss. Hey, it's going to happen. Ole Miss is going to go in there feeling, you feel me, courageous. I got Tulane beating Ole Miss for the upset. Going into Georgia. Let's just get that out the way. Georgia's going to whoop their ass, though. So we got Georgia right here. Miami and Texas A&M. I think that A&M is going to beat them. A&M's going to come into the shoe. It's going to be a well-fought game. Buckeyes, we locked in. We got another week. It's kind of a disadvantage just sitting that long, but we're going to use it to just soak up the game and start watching these teams. And we're going to get A&M, and we're going to win. Leading us with Georgia right here. It's going to be a great game. Indiana, Oklahoma. I got Indiana getting knocked off their high horse. Oklahoma right here. Oklahoma against Oregon. It's going to be a well-fought game, but I think Texas Tech is going to lose that. So now we got Oregon and Oklahoma in the semis. Over here, Ohio State and Georgia. Yes, call me biased. Call me stupid. Call me a dick rider. Whatever you call me, motherfucker, add the Buckeyes to it. Buckeyes beat Georgia, going to the Natty. Now we got the last game with Oregon and Oklahoma, which leads to a great game, but Oklahoma's going to get the last laugh. And we got a Natty of the O's, U, and OSU with Ohio State taking it all for a back-to-back championship. Yes, a back-to-back championship. And that's what I think will happen, y'all. We're going to see what else they got to say.
An incredible hire by UCLA, but man, he's got business to attend to because going on the road.
Let me know y'all's brackets. Let me know what y'all think about.
That team is tough, man. They'll be.
Ain't talking about nothing for real. Let me know what y'all think. Who y'all think's gonna win? What's y'all's biggest take from this? What's y'all's biggest upset you think might happen in this? Who do you think got snubbed? What's your thought on? I'm seeing, like I said, Notre Dame. I saw Iowa State and Kansas State all opting out of the bowl. What's y'all's thought on that? Because I think that's bad for the game, bro. We all love football, bro. You want to play that game, and what y'all I don't know. But other than that, make sure y'all comment, like, subscribe. We gonna get another upload here real soon. A good another react. Other than that, y'all boys be good. Y'all girls be safe. And we out of here. Peace.
I'm going dollar for dollar. 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 She screaming, she holler, she liking the way that I walk. I don't need a designer to get right behind her. She loving the way that I talk. All this hustling, grinding, this business I'm minding. I do all this shit on my own. Now I'm writing on my wrongs. Picking up pieces I'm on.
If y'all not watching my daddy, what are y'all doing?